people will make you feel like you need to tone it down, that you need to hide, that you need to not dim somebody else's light because of yours. But it's the fucking opposite of that in the online space. You need to flex, you need to show that you know your shit, and you need to boldly claim that like you can fucking help somebody get the life that they want. Welcome to Did I Stutter with Jill Perick. And yeah, I probably did because I have a stuttering disability. But I'm also a multiple six-figure business and mindset coach who's here to help you shut down the mindfuckery of imposter syndrome, self-doubt, and playing the nice girl in your content so you and your brand can blow the fuck up and so you can stack the motherfucking cash. I'm holding absolutely nothing back. We're talking marketing, messaging, mindset, subconscious healing, nervous system regulation, and how to do it all even with raging anxiety, ADHD, and just being a fucking human. If fuck is one of your favorite words and nothing can get in between you, your iced coffee, or the work that you're here to do, I'm your girl. Let's dive in. Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the pod. Today's episode is going to be an audio that I dropped inside of Ruthless the Mini Mind, and it's all about authority. And these are the kinds of conversations that we're having inside of every offer that I create. Ruthless specifically is a mini mind that I am doing for my clients inside of the Real Deal Mastermind. So of course, when you come into my higher ticket long-term spaces like the Real Deal Mastermind or one-to-one coaching for 3 or 6 or 12 months, you get access to every mini offer that I have created within the last year and a bit, and also any future smaller offers like Ruthless, Story Slut, Scene, the Rebirth Receipts. Like all of these smaller offers that I create every single month are available to you for free for you to binge. This is an audio, like I said, from Ruthless, all about authority. And when you are ready to stop spending so much time consuming and actually step into implementation, actually step into being mentored and supported so you can create 10K to 20K cash months, so you can grow your business to something you're obsessed with. I literally just went to the movies the other day with my husband at 3 o'clock. I didn't have any calls I had to do. I was talking to my clients in Telegram earlier that day, and I'm technically in a busier season currently, and still I have so much freedom, and it is all because of the business that I have built and the sacrifices that I've made and the risks that I've taken. And I am telling you, it is 1000% worth it. And if you are on the fence about is investing in myself worth it, is mentorship worth it, 1010%. I have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in my own personal development and in building this business, and even the shit that didn't work out, I would absolutely spend it again. And if you have been consuming the podcast, if you've been watching my stories, if you've been seeing any of my Instagram posts, if you've read You're Not Special, and you have been thinking about working together, this is your fucking sign. Take this as your fucking sign. So I hope you love this episode. I will talk to you later. Authority has been coined as something that people talk about in the online space without having any context behind or not really knowing exactly what that means. And a lot of people mistake authority with hierarchy in the online space. But as somebody who has come from an organization where there was actually a hierarchical structure, that is never what I feel or what I think when I think about showing up in the online space or even interacting with the clients that I work with. But there is a sense of authority, and my sense of authority, what I believe it is being able to command attention and being somebody that has knowledge in something that other people want to learn from. And authority to me is a transference of confidence. It's a transference of emotion, energy, power, and that is how you want people to feel when they see your content. But what you need to drop is this idea that if you talk in a certain way, if you flex on your audience, if you showcase your expertise, that it's taking away from somebody else, or that you're saying, I'm better than you, and that's why you need to pay me. And that's not the fucking case at all. When you speak with authority, when you genuinely believe that your work and working with you is worthy of being paid thousands of dollars, this is an energetic shift that you make. And this is the block for a lot of people in thinking like, I can do this or not, because they show up and they create content that's like kind of mediocre and it's pretty vague and it's pretty fluffy, but it's because deep down behind the screen, they're asking themselves like, who would pay me for this? And that's a great fucking question. You need to be an expert and an authority at something for somebody to pay you thousands and thousands of dollars to work with you. You need to show that like you do know more and that you can really help somebody. And I don't say this to be like, oh, like you can't be friends with your clients or any of that kind of shit. But like at the end of the day, there is a difference between the person who is leading and the person that is learning, right? So for example, it would not serve any of you for me to come in here and to be like, you know what, like you're doing great and like we're all friends here and I'm not going to tell you the truth and I'm not going to act like I have this knowledge and I have this information and how I can help somebody, right? But like fear, imposter syndrome, self-doubt, it's so much easier to pull back on your genius. It's so much easier to pull back and act like you don't know better, right? And for some of us, I know for me, I've had experiences where I have been confident in myself or I have, said like, I know how to do this and I think I can do this. And people have called me a know-it-all. People have said that like, I'm always trying to show that I know better or that I'm smarter or all of these things. And I learned at a young age, like, okay, as a girl, I just need to act like I don't know anything, right? And people would think that all I had to offer was absolutely nothing at all, right? Like I was called Blondie my entire life. Like it really surprised people when I got really good grades in like the 12th grade, and then I got like straight A's in university, and then I went on to get my master's degree, and I was like, I always fucking knew I was smart. I always knew I was smart. But people will make you feel like you need to tone it down, that you need to hide, that you need to not dim somebody else's light because of yours. But it's the fucking opposite of that in the online space. You need to flex, you need to show that you know your shit, and you need to boldly claim that like you can fucking help somebody get the life that they want, the relationship that they want, the business that they want, the money that they want, the health that they want. And you need to boldly claim that shit every single fucking day, because that is how you build authority, by really standing in your wins. And we talked about like the discomfort that we basically put ourselves in, showing up every day and being visible and selling our offers. You are actively deciding to be uncomfortable when you start a business and when you start being really visible and stepping into that authority. But did you ever think that it's uncomfortable because you're allowing yourself to be seen? Did you ever think that it's uncomfortable because not only are you allowing yourself to be seen as authentically you with your vulnerable stories and all this stuff, but there is a duality to this as well, that you're also allowing your authority to be seen. You're allowing your genius to be seen, right? Like I think about the people in my hometown, because if you don't know this about me, I live in a small town, and like I still hang out with a lot of my high school friends. So it's very common for somebody who I knew from high school or a friend of a friend or an acquaintance to look at my Instagram stories, and I catch them and I'm like, oh, here we go again. Or like, look at me, I feed and all that stuff, right? So to me, I'm just like, oof, like they're gonna see like me like really fucking flexing, but I have to be okay with that discomfort. I have to choose that like, but this content isn't for them. It is for the people that are supposed to work with me, right? The people that are actually going to invest, the people that are actually going to want to change their life, right? You're not just creating content for someone to go, oh, this is inspiring, or oh, this is nice, or this is valuable, right? And I also see this with women that low-key have a lot of beliefs around money and being money hungry and being selfish. I see it a lot in the online space where people are like calling out other coaches and creatives for not being impact driven and wanting instead to make money and sharing Stripe screenshots. Like, get the fuck out of here with that. What the fuck is anyone doing here online if we're not trying to make money? And like, why can't that exist at the same time as wanting to make a huge fucking impact? But we all know that to make a big impact, you need to be able to command attention. You need to be able to command money, because then you can spend it. So for example, I have a coach and she is running an event in October, and she was kind of saying like how much is going into this event. Like she's pouring thousands and thousands of dollars into this event. She doesn't know if she's even gonna like break even for this event, but she knows that it's going to cost her money. So why would she hold back from selling, from showing up, from doing all the things she needs to do? Because in order to create this huge fucking impact with all of these people, it's going to cost money. And like, that is what I think holds a lot of people back, is like they feel like, oh my God, like I'm really showing up to sell and asking people to pay me. But you're not. You're asking for someone to exchange a certain type of value for the value that you can offer them. That is a big fucking difference. And when you see it like that, and you see it as like somebody is exchanging monetary value for what I can do for them and how I can help them, there's a natural authority that comes with that. This is why I see a lot of people's content and I just think to myself, like, I know that they're not making any money, because like there is no tone of authority behind it. It's very still like tiptoey, hesitant, don't want to be too loud or say the wrong thing. And even this idea of people being like very polished and put together, there's a flavor of authority in the online space that like you can just tell somebody is in their power and somebody truly sees themselves as a fucking expert and they know how to help somebody and they feel certain in that. And even if they have a little bit of a wobble, even if they have like a little bit more self-belief that they need to work on, they still are going to show up as if it's inevitable. So you're not putting yourself above other people. You're not thinking that you're better than anyone else. That's not what authority means. Authority means commanding attention. Authority means you are deciding that you do have something different to offer people, that you do know what the fuck you're talking about, and standing in that strong, while at the same time allowing yourself to be a work in progress, and that who you are is enough for someone to learn from. Your experiences, the stories that you have, everything you have to offer is more than enough. Come work with me inside of the Real Deal Mastermind, where you're going to scale to 20K cash months with content conviction and extended capacity, so you can hold and sustain those higher cash months and actually become the fucking leader that you want to be, that you know is the woman that can hold a multiple six-figure business. That is what you're going to do inside of the Real Deal Mastermind. Send me a DM at your coach Jill, or check out the sales page in the show notes. If you are looking for more one-to-one support, I have a 30-day sprint that is called Full Throttle 30. That is also available at the link in my show notes, or you can sign up for 3 months of one-to-one support called the Quantum Quarter. That is also at the link in my show notes. Again, if you have any fucking questions at all, if you're like, Jill, I want to work with you, but I don't know what the best fit for me is, you can send me a DM at your coach Jill. Let's fucking do this.